All right, man. This is a magazine I got a long time ago. How many years ago was it? 2009. Oh my god, dude. Some of you, I don't think some of you were born yet. But remember Terrorizer, right? Terrorizer was like the British, yeah, Metal Hammer, right? Kerrang. But Terrorizer was like the heavy, like it was like the extreme metal, like death metal, black metal, the thrash, named after, of course, the classic band, grind band Terrorizer. Remember World Downfall? Two of the guys from Morbid Angel were in that. But I remember this Terrorizer Secret History of Black Metal. Now I want to say that rereading this, looking through this now, okay, in the context of today, from a British magazine, no less. You know how the Brits can be in the music journalism department, right? It was actually pretty well balanced, fair, not too biased. Okay, I mean, reading Decibel magazine is like they're with Rue Morgue, they're with all these older people are definitely with the times, let's say current year. But this was actually really even-handed. Okay, the guys who did this love black metal. They're fans of black metal, and the composition, the amount of stuff in here, the amount of the layouts. I keep saying, you talk about magazines. Okay, the layouts are very important. If you have a lot of pictures and you got a lot of texts, and you have interesting, and the way you set up, like the way you categorize things. Of course, your top albums of all time list, but like how you organize the thing where they have like they could cover like the original black metal bands, and yes, they were called black metal bands. Okay, I gotta stop this. Of course, the famous, what made them notorious. Who's that guy? Who's this? Me, this jerk off. Can you imagine? I wouldn't do nothing. I'm a man of peace, but just the setup of it, in terms like the layout. This is something for the ages. This is from like almost 30. Was that like 40 years ago, right? 2009. So this will stand the test of time as a historical document. It's interesting too. 2009. This is when Varg was releasing like his post-prison albums. He had not yet become the YouTube, child breeding machine, cool, funny guy that we all know and love. So we'll just go. Like I said, they had a very, very interesting guide here, the different things. Apparently, there was a CD available only with this, but they didn't have it. I guess you had to subscribe to it. So we start out with Venom. Oh, welcome to hell. What the fuck you doing, Abaddon? And just going around Venom, right? They're sort of taking the piss, right? But I don't care. Venom coined black metal. Venom, the way Venom looks, you can say, oh, okay, Priest looked like that, but the way Venom looked, all right, Priest and Motorhead, right? But the way Venom looked, they coined it. And also, I would argue musically, even Bathory, when you listen to Bathory, okay, he's trying to sound like Venom, okay? He just has a different kind of voice. He's trying to sound like Venom in the beginning, not putting him down at all. I'm just saying, same thing with Hellhammer. They're trying to sound like Venom, but their musical ability is they're playing also, they're listening to the Exploited and Discharge also. So, and I thought it was funny too how one of the things I remember about Venom, right, was of course they were a huge influence on Metallica and Slayer, right? But also there was no love lost between like the statesmen, like Venom and the newcomers, right? Venom would frequently castigate groups as being nothing more than weak imitations, right? So you could say, oh, they made black metal, but they didn't want anyone else to coin that, right? I remember they used to diss Bathory, and they used to diss Celtic Frost. And they also used those groups. Those two guys used to diss each other in Europe. So it's kind of funny that they're like, oh, those guys suck, like they're pro wrestlers or something. But and like they're going over like the first wave. Hellhammer, right? Celtic Frost, Tom J. Ward will remember that period. Which I think is great. I love Cold Lake, so and Sodom. Look at this dude, like early Sodom. I mean, also they're talking about the albums, man. If you ever listen to the demos, man, the first 4 demos of Sodom, it's like it's probably the least technical music you've ever heard. Ah man, rest in peace, Corthon. Yeah, yo, and also what I like about this, and now you're PC. Nah, let's be honest. Black metal, you had a black metal scene. At the same time, you had these bands in South America. Everyone knows this. Sarcophago, Volcano, Sepultura's first albums. If you listen to them, they're black metal. And you're like, oh no, you're full of shit. No, listen to them. Listen to Morbid Visions, right? And what was the other one they did? That's they were doing black metal, man. So, Max was trying to sound like Kronos. He says that. And of course, then you had, in terms of the metal, you had, of course, Merciful Fate, King Diamond. Okay, I love the first wave, man. So and they go into each one. They gave Venom his thing. They gave Bathory, right? Corthon, of course. Corthon was, kind of like a loner after the first album. Like I said, the albums after the first album, Corthon always denied ever using a drum machine, despite the rumors and accusations. I think if you use the drum machine, I think that's awesome. Who the hell needs a band? So remember the drummer? The drummer is the asshole that directed Lords of Chaos. So it was interesting talking about him, And here, I like this. He said in a famous interview for Kick-Ass magazine. Oh, that's cool. That couldn't have been. That had to be a European magazine. Of course, yeah, he denied any relations to influence from Venom. But I mean, come on, even in Celtic Frost, they all have songs about being buried alive, right? Like Venom. And he's like, he goes, I'm not a fan of Venom at all, though I love the black metal album. I have heard Slayer's first album, and a few songs from bands such as Sodom, Destruction, Wimp Hammer, Celtic Compost, and I think they all suck. Ooh, I kind of like that though. It's like, oh, we're all united, man. Fuck that. This. What the hell you think this is? You think this is a game? You think this is a game, son? Okay. Yeah, I love that first. I mean, the first 3 albums. This latest stuff is great. The Viking stuff is great. But those first 2 albums, man. It's just like the thing about black metal. The first wave is remember, your thrash comes out of your first wave of black metal. It's not thrash. You gotta stop this. These the fucking millennials on YouTube on the comments. You gotta stop. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, your thrash metal comes out of the first wave of black metal. Okay, not the other way around. Okay, the expert has spoken. Yeah, and now we go. Of course, now they have to get into the saucy bits like demons, destruction, and discrimination. Oh, the greatest evil of all. Right? Let me have a sip of this. Hold on. I'm drinking a very black metal drink called Bambo. All right. And talk about the whole idea with death. I love Death Crush, the EP, man. They go over the Satanism. Oh, Satan. It was all horror movie stuff, right? But then they get into the what is this? What is this stuff? Oh, outright ideological class, the infusion of fascist, ethnically nationalist beliefs into black metal, 2 mutually exclusive thought patterns together. National socialism. Oh, remember Arkham? Right, Arkham. Oh my God. The German Nazi regime. Okay. Based on the idea of an authoritarian, racially homogeneous society. You mean like? I mean, I don't. I'm not even gonna say anything else, but think about it, racially homogeneous society. Okay, authoritarian. So basically, you're describing humanity for most of its existence. Just say it. So, of course, the individualist Nietzschean movement. Very misanthropic. Whatever. Of course, and they mentioned who's it? Varg Vikernes. Who's that guy? Rapidly became the focal point of such ideology, right? The press attention he received in the wake of the trial of the murder of Euronymous. Now it's funny. At this point in 2009, they said Varg is releasing. I think he's releasing Belarus. I think, or maybe the second one already. I'm not sure. I don't remember that time period. At this point, yours truly was like, oh, Varg was that guy who killed the dude. Right? I didn't care about his beliefs as much, even though, I guess I was a normie. Actually, I was a anti-war.com libertarian at the time, so definitely not a establishment dude. So I voted for Ron Paul. Hey, stop! People are laughing at you now. So what is this? Mayhem? What is this? Oh, remember this? Right, he was censored, right? My man was censored. I thought censorship was wrong. Okay. Was it Norwegian Aryan black metal? I remember that. What a big deal. Mayhem with Hellhammer's black metal is for white people. Oh, it's a statement. Laws of Chaos book. Okay. So it's like, and it's. I mean, come on, man. It's like this. Black metal is basically no rules, and I just showed some violent picture there. You're dead. Yeah. What a sick. Yeah, what a day. Oh, remember Graveland? Alright, this is gonna be more than one vid. This is gonna have to be how it is. And they go into like, right, this I missed. Depressive, suicidal black metal bands. Who the hell? I was like, who the hell needs that? But I've heard some of the stuff since. And then the atmospheric black metal, which I don't know why they call it that, because real black metal is atmospheric. Right? And then you go into like post black metal. You see what this is getting on. So, but Right, so we'll go right here to South America, right? And this I never heard of Mystifiable. You don't talk about black metal, right? Well, there you go. So in Brazil, whatever, Sarcophago and Volcano. Man, you listen to this stuff. I mean, and these had the other bands I haven't heard of, but like, yeah, these dudes were making music. These guys influenced some of the European bands straight up. Don't tell me. I'm gonna say it. Don't tell me Euronymous was not familiar with Sarcophago, man. So I'm just saying, Sarcophago, that shit was crazy. Yeah, and some of the other bands, I haven't heard of these other bands, but like, it's you gotta give the South American things too. They also not mentioned here is they also in Asia, Malaysia. You had some band, the band Impiety. They were around at the time. Now this is the one problem. I have a problem with Varg. Okay. Not really. I just don't agree with him on like very few things actually. So of course he has this thing about Southern Europeans, but essentially the idea that black metal, they invented black metal. You had bands in Asia, Malaysia, America, even America. There were guys calling themselves black metal. Okay, and this was something that is not coined later. People were calling themselves black metal in the 80s. So, but it's all right. It's not a big deal. So I'll round this vid out here with my man. My man Arkham Reporter actually has seen this guy walks around his neighborhood, in Zurich. So looks kind of unapproachable, but something tells me he's very approachable. You come at him like polite as you should. I know he's had a rough time of it, but this guy's music. I always thought it was funny going through here in terms of black metal. He goes, I wish I was a better guitarist because I would have written better songs. I'll tell you, man, some of Celtic Frost riffs are some of the best riffs in extreme music. I'll say that straight up, brother. You made some of the best riffs. Seriously, okay. There's a kind of punk feel to it, but it's totally metal. It influenced everything. Grindcore, hardcore bands like Sheer Terror, they were very influenced by Celtic Frost. So, and the way you develop too. I mean, like I said, the demos are essentially like punk rock. They're like kind of scary, discharged songs. But when you start getting into, Celtic Frost, apocalyptic, the apocalyptic raids with Hellhammer, when you start getting into like, Morbid Tales, right, Procreation of the Wicked, dude, I'm saying, man, you made some of the best riffs, dude, and fast, man. When they played fast, they were probably one of the fastest metal bands at the time. And I felt frustrated because I was technically unable at the time to express myself the way I wanted. I wish I was a better guitarist, right? Because I would have written better songs and recorded them better. I was a novice. a very naive, innocent novice. I had nobody to teach me any things. I had to learn everything myself by listening to Black Sabbath's Volume 4 and trying to copy the riffs. That's how I learned guitar. We existed in a tiny farm village in the rural countryside of Switzerland, and the next village was slightly bigger. It had a youth center in the old train station. We thought if we ever got to play in the youth center, then we are the greatest. We've made it. Right? So that's really, I mean, that's what I'm saying, where they came from. And when you think about the later stuff, you think about To Megatherion or Into the Pandemonium, how layered the music got. You know, don't put yourself down, brother. I'm serious, man. You know, yeah. All right.